Hey guys, my name's Vito. I grew up in Washington, D.C. Back in the day, we used to go thrift store shopping. I'm talking about in the 80s. I'm about 50 years old, so I'm going about over 30 years ago. Started thrift store shopping when I was very young, a teen. We were always looking for stuff, new stuff to throw on the street. A lot of times we were mixing in stuff, just whatever we could find, and it's still the same way today. Anyway, a little bit later on after that, we started getting into the club scene. We had raves, hip-hop music, all that stuff was happening all at the same time. We were, again, trying to look for Adidas, the three stripes and everything that came along with it. Pretty interesting stuff. Anyway, I've been thrift store shopping ever since. I actually got into buying mid-century furniture. I was really into that for a long time. I still have a lot of pieces. I sold some of them. I travel around almost all the time now, so it's kind of scattered around. Anyway, after that, then I start buying sort of things that I was into. So obviously clothes, and not so much anymore, but I still buy them and I still sell them sometimes. I also find it really interesting that not much has really changed. People are looking back a little bit, putting it forward, and the reason why I'm bringing that up is because I saw that people were buying Nike stuff. The blue labels and the other labels, and I kind of checked it out a little bit. I thought it was really cool. So, I tend to still pick. I still buy stuff, but usually I'm more into outdoor wear. Patagonia, Outrex, Hallie Hansen, Columbia, things like that. But, I still like to buy a cool piece every once in a while if something really looks cool to me. And, anyway, so I want to go out and take a hit at finding some athletic wear, just like in the day. But anyway, before I do that, I wanted to say something real interesting that I thought that it was interesting that Benetton wasn't really a thing, because Benetton back in the day was, a big company obviously, and back in the day it was very different. We were not so much of a nationalism as we have in the U.S. I'm a U.S. citizen, and we were into kind of globalism, and people were kind of looking out, and that Benetton had the multiculturalism. It was of that time. 80s, I have a friend that is a fashion designer in Italy. Had a really interesting conversation with me in the early 2000s about the 80s, and he was saying that the 80s was very kind of a hopeful moment for a lot of people. Had the 80s fashion, obviously. You're looking into the future, weird science, that kind of thing, and Vans, and things were progressive. It had the skating scene happening. That kind of alternative lifestyle was really kind of coming around on the streets, and obviously it started way earlier than that. I could probably go all the way back into the 80s, and obviously I'm going to pay a little homage to the hip-hop culture because, hey man, and they really brought it out, especially like the bros like KRS-One and, people doing conscious hip-hop. And if I'm sure you guys know who he is. If you don't, you need to check it out. But, all these guys were doing the real thing, Anyway, I thought it was really interesting. But anyway, that's not why we're really here. It's my first video, by the way, so bear with me, and I'm just kind of makeshifting it just to do it. But I want to show you what I'm picking here out of the U.S. I actually got on a plane. I fly around a lot. And I'm in a third world country, you could say. And I don't really think of it that way, but my wife lives here in this country. I do too. I'm actually trying to open a hostel here in this area in Guatemala. But I do know a really cool place to thrift store shop here, and I can pick things, and I usually take them back and try to sell them in the U.S. The reason for being that is I'm kind of near the beach. It's very hot here. Nobody wants some hot clothing. 70% of all our clothing is dumped in the, but a lot of it, they buy it in bulk, they bring it down here. I do not know where they're getting this stuff from. I think it might be near Chicago. I'm not sure about that. It varies, but it seems to me I've seen couple things out of Illinois, especially when I'm looking at the Boy Scout stuff. You know, I'll see stuff that says Boy Scouts, is saying Illinois, so I'm thinking Chicago. Anyway, so I'm gonna kind of makeshift my video here. Now, you know, the stuff that I picked's not gonna take that long, so I'm gonna kind of pick up the camera and show you what I got. So hold on. So here we go. So today, my wife and me were looking around, and obviously the first thing she found was Pendleton. This is, I believe, a 1970s jacket based on the thing. This is a full-length jacket. I know it's kind of hard to see, but it's a full-length jacket. That's not a mid. That's actually below the knee. Excellent condition. It looks brand new. Beautiful piece. I'll be lucky to get my wife get it out of her hands. Then I picked this older Woolrich. Sorry, I didn't actually get the time to get the date or age of this. You know, obviously all the labels wore off underneath. I can't really read anything there anymore. It's gone. That kind of, I'm thinking it's probably from the 80s. I really like this color. It's a heavy flannel. It's actually a women's jacket, and you know, maybe not that old. I just looked at it. I haven't even really looked through this stuff, but you can see the label there. So anyway, that's not that old. It's still a beautiful piece. Oh, I'm sorry. That's because I picked this up. I picked this Pendleton here. And this one is from the 80s. Sorry about that. This is a men's medium. That actually fits me. I'm probably going to want to keep it. But, you know, whatever. And then I picked this as well. Bugatti. Nothing too wild. It's kind of like a burgundy and brown mixed together. Pretty nice looking. I like it a lot. I also got this older LL Bean jacket, which, you know, plaids are always good for everybody. We always like it. It's a lined plaid on the duck kind of canvas material. LL Bean. There you go. Then I picked something for myself. This is a really dark navy blue Carhartt, which I really like this color. I'm actually a boat captain, so it kind of reminds me of that peacoat color, which I really love. It's in perfect shape. Alright guys, now you got to really check this one out. Alright, this jacket doesn't look like a whole much. Doesn't look like a whole lot. There you go. There you go. It's actually, the light's not that great. It's actually a lot deeper green than what you're looking at. It is completely reversible. So there is no tag on it because it's reversible. But what's really interesting about this is the brand. Not sure if I can get that in here. Oops. This brand is Brixton. Brixton is a small company out of South Cal, Oceanside, I believe. They've been in business in the early 2000s. I believe they might be even union made. This is, I believe, is an early piece from this company. They're still in business. They're kind of a counterculture group that makes clothing based on the South California lifestyle. If you look at their website, Brixton, you'll see it. Really interesting stuff. Not sure why my camera's giving me a hard time, but hang in here, guys. Anyway, so now I'm going to jump over here. So this is the stuff I usually buy. So obviously, I got Patagonia. Patagonia, a blue long sleeve women's shirt. This is also a Patagonia long sleeve black. I believe that's a men's. I got a zip up pull, another Patagonia. Pretty nice color. A Hallie Hansen shell, lightweight shell, men's medium. Beautiful. Another outdoor Hallie Hansen shell. Just has the white stripes there. I couldn't figure out how old this is. It's not vintage, but it's pretty cool. It's not a Hallie Hansen Tech like the jacket is. That's Hallie Hansen Tech, but it does have the marks on it and everything. It's a hoodie. And then, oh yeah, baby, we all know what that is. Self-described. Yeah, I found a couple of these down here along with the Patagonia. This is my second piece I found here in the last week or two. Beautiful piece. You know, you can't get any luckier than finding this stuff because it's ridiculously expensive. Anyway, then I got a little surprise for you. Going back to the thing. So here I got a Green Bay Packer. Got the embroidered swoosh. Red tag, made in the USA. It's green. My wife just popped in, so she's gonna hold it up. It's like a turtleneck. That's my wife. And then I got really excited when I found this starter jacket. So I got a Proline starter jacket made in the USA. The San Diego Chargers. It's a satin jacket. Went on eBay. There's one for $175 right now, and there's another one for $275. You know, this thing's immaculate. I don't think anybody's ever wore it, but there it is. Anyway, guys, peace out.